Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
You can do this easily. So it's just a matter of changing your conception of what you need to eat.
Continue watching to find out more.
Continue to make war, cause you really want to know what the devils look like. You will soon in hell.
My Vegan Journey is a series of shows featuring ordinary people making extraordinary changes in their lives by switching to a compassionate diet. People from all walks of life, countries, and backgrounds are coming to the realization that a plant-based diet is the only viable solution to most of the major challenges we face today, including environmental degradation, species extinction, and the emergence of zoonotic diseases like COVID-19. Their inspirational, real-life stories show us that every one of us has the power to help create heaven on earth for ourselves, those we love, and the world through a simple dietary choice.
Greetings, harmonious viewers. Lukum kenis medyo tamaka. I just said, nice to meet you in Dutch, one of the official languages of Sabah. My name is Anu. The warm-hearted people of Sabah Island marvel at your determination to protect all beings and pray that our planet will heal through the global adoption of the vegan diet. Welcome to our show, My Vegan Journey. Jason King, From Hunter to Animal People Rights Champion, Part 1 of 2. On today's show, we meet Jason King, a prominent animal people liberation activist from Ontario, Canada. He is the owner of Plant Power Solutions, an exclusive vegan retail store in London, Ontario, which provides the community with access to a variety of plant-based products.
We have a plethora of new vegan producers that produce great vegan foods, specifically plant meats and plant cheeses in the London area. But it's very difficult for brand new vegan businesses to get their stuff that they produce on store shelves, especially supermarkets. So I figured our community does not have an exclusively vegan shop where everybody can go and rest assured everything is vegan. So I got tired of waiting around for somebody to do that. So I figured I got to be the one to do it. Retail is a new foray into continuing my adventures as an activist and somebody that is looking to change the world. I want it to be the community shop. I want it to be a place where we share ideas and thoughts. And it's not just a place for people to buy their groceries, but a place for us to raise awareness about speciesism and the environmental impacts that we're having and why the solution is to eat plants.
Being a vegan for over 8 years, Mr. King chose the name Plant Power Solutions for his shop because it conveys an important message to customers.
There's a lot of problems when we consume animals, and especially when we objectify their bodies and we use them. So I wanted the business name to reflect that I was creating a solution for many problems. And plants solve the problems for consuming animals. But also, to a larger degree, when we stop consuming animal bodies and secretions, our emotional intelligence improves and we start thinking differently. We start behaving differently and we start treating others with more respect and dignity. And there's so many things that I was finding were being solved by simply using plant-based products as well as vegan products.
Jason co-founded Animal Liberation Alliance London, a group that promotes the protection of animal people through social justice and vegan advocacy. His inspiration to open the shop came after several years of vegan outreach with the group at London's Rib Fest, a festival where people consume pig people products. During the first protest that Jason organized outside of the festival, they were surprised to meet with the festival owner.
The owner came out and introduced himself and said, hey, instead of you guys being outside of RibFest, come back to me next year and I will give you a free booth for all 5 days. You can do all your vegan outreach right in RibFest. And we said, wow, that's incredible. So we took him up on that offer. And the next year we were there for 5 whole days. And lots of people looked at us like we were crazy. What are vegans doing at RibFest? But it was huge. It was a groundbreaking ability to reach people that we couldn't reach before.
As part of their activism at RibFest, Jason and other volunteers gave out samples of vegan food for people to try while taking the opportunity to explain what veganism was all about.
Every single year, we noticed that not only did people understand what veganism was and they knew about vegans, suddenly they were coming to it and saying, oh, my daughter's vegan or my wife's vegan. Every year, the gap between the knowledge of what it was to be a vegan and the fact that people were actually having close family members identifying as vegan, it just got to the point where it's so normalized now. And then also, we noticed that we would have conversations with people and the next year they'd show up and say, oh yeah, I went vegan because I talked to you. And then we also had people come back and say, yeah, I talked to you last year and you explained it to me and I couldn't understand why I was still doing this. Now I'd like to volunteer.
At his shop, Jason continues to have great conversations with people. Besides introducing delicious and healthy plant-based products, he engages customers in discussions about animal-people ethics and gets them to reflect on their lifestyle choices.
I'm introducing people to the idea that this can be normalized. You can do this, and you can do this easily. So it's just a matter of changing your conception of what you need to eat, right? That's all it is. Do you need to still put corpses in your mouth? No, you don't. You can just put plants in your mouth, and you get the same experience. After all, what do we put on animal corpses to make them taste good? Plants. Plants make up all the sauces and the herbs and seasonings, and most of the oils we use are from plants as well. So these are the things that give us taste, right? So we're just eliminating the middleman by taking the animal out and just continuously using plants, right? And it's much better for the environment and really good for our bodies.
By buying meat, eggs, and dairy products, you are paying for cruelty. Please make the kind choice. Peter Dinklage, vegan.
We will take a moment to thank all the activists who devote themselves to protecting our innocent, helpless co-inhabitants from the animal kingdom. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back, caring viewers. Jason's journey from hunter to animal people rights activist is quite an inspiring story. It first began on a road trip to Cincinnati.
Partner at the time, she was a vegetarian and trying to encourage me to be vegetarian. And because she was vegetarian, we were looking for vegetarian, vegan restaurants to eat at while we were out traveling. And in Cincinnati, there was this place called Loving Hut, and she took us there.
At Loving Hut, Jason's partner picked up flyers describing the animal people livestock industry and was shocked to learn about its unspeakable cruelties.
She was just aghast. She was like awful. I was, oh my God, I can't believe this happens. How come I didn't know? And I was like, yeah, I know that. I used to work on a farm. I know all of these things. I used to be a hunter as well, so I was quite adept in knowing how brutal and how harmful we are. I was telling my partner, I understand all this, and what I was really doing was I was just trying to keep myself in the dreamland of believing into the species mentality that it's okay because they're here, they're resources for us. But by the end of that trip home, she had convinced me that I should try being vegetarian. And I said, okay, fine, I will.
Then something else happened that led Jason to transition to a vegan diet.
My daughter's field trip for grade 7 was scheduled to go to Marineland in Niagara Falls, Canada, which is a horrible place. They keep marine animals there. They have one whale named Kiska who's still there all by herself for over 20 years. It's just horrible. And I knew in my mind this place was not right. And so I said, you know what, we just got to tell people that this is a bad thing. You don't want to go there, and there's no education in that to see animals being harmed in that way and confined and enslaved. And the teacher said, oh, no, we've done this forever. And I went and talked to the principal, and they said, oh, so you have a moral problem with this. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that's what it is. I have a moral problem with kids going to see animals being treated this way. And they said, oh, well, we don't do morals at school. Okay, well, fine. I tried to stop it, but my daughter boycotted it by staying home. And that led me to also reach out and find out more information.
This prompted Jason to look into the marine animal people issues. Consequently, he became a volunteer with Sea Shepherd, an international nonprofit organization dedicated to protecting and conserving the world's oceans and marine life. During the course of his relationship with the Sea Shepherd team, he received an important phone call from the coordinator of Toronto.
He called me and he said, hey, you're a vegetarian, right? And I said, yeah, isn't it great? I'm like the best thing ever. And he says, why aren't you vegan? I say, oh, I don't know. Why would I be vegan? And so he gave me the lowdown. He said, well, what about the cows? What about all the other animals? And I'm like, oh, I'm still a hypocrite. I thought I was doing the best I could being vegetarian. But here is this man who calls me up and explains to me that I'm still not there yet. And so overnight, I woke up in the morning, didn't want to be a hypocrite, realized I still have work to do myself, and I just woke up vegan.
Jason became the first person in his family to go vegan, and within a month, his partner and 3 daughters all became vegans as well. To learn more about Jason King, vegan, please visit facebook.com/plantpowersolutions.
Vegan, enemy of brutality.
Intelligent viewers, thank you for your precious time with us today. Please join us again on Tuesday, July 5th for part 2 of My Vegan Journey, Jason King, from hunter to animal people rights champion. Coming up next is The Bigger You Are in Society, the Humbler You Should Be, part 3 of 3, on Between Master and Disciples. May your light, beauty, and positive spirit inspire others to join the vegan community in heaven's infinite benevolence.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/VEG.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/VEG.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/VEG。
我们的节目提供多种语言，请看 suprememastertv.com/schedule 和 suprememastertv.com/VEG。